So the books that are in this case are really a small quantity compared to what I have. I actually have hundreds. And since I was 7, I've been making books. But they really began to become a major part of my life, I'd say, when I was about 18 or 19, when I left the United States and went to live in Europe. And I was always working as an artist, but I was also often moving and traveling and living in many different places. So the journals became the whole accumulation of my life. They're just packed. There's hundreds of pages. They're just packed full of drawings and writings and observations. And really, in a way, everything that I am is in these books, you know, besides addresses and photos and things like that. And these books span from the 70s until the present. Most of the books here are probably the 70s, 80s, and 90s. There's ones from Morocco, there's ones from Italy, from when I lived in different places, when I lived in Crete, when I lived in England, when I lived in Key West, all the different places I lived and all the different places I worked. And I really like, there's one over there, I think I mailed it to the United States because I was about to go to Africa and I didn't want to have a lot of stuff. And I think the return address said something like, what was it? Algeciras and todo mundo. You know, Algeciras and all the world. That was my return address. And when I put them in the case, I just thought it was a great way to show as many as I could fit and just kind of show this cacophony of life that these books contained. And, you know, they really are telling. And I find sometimes I look in them, and well, I rarely look in them, but the few times I do, sometimes I notice things that I'm really interested in 30 years later were begun in these books. I don't even remember them beginning.
For example, would you think about this book at the end with the stones on it going toward the work that you're doing most recently when you're in Nice with the stones on the covers?
Yeah, I think what always strikes me about the work that I do in the books, they're very much a part of what I am and what I do. But in some ways, they're different because I'm usually doing these mega installations that take maybe months to do, years to do, that involve video and performers and printmaking and sculpture and everything. But in the books, I have something small and contained and portable, you know, hence the title of this show. And there's also, I'm not making it for a specific purpose. I'm observing life, I'm writing, I'm really feeling everything, but it's not like it's a specific exhibit. And there's also kind of a different feeling when I'm not working in the United States. There's a feeling of maybe I'm a little quieter, maybe I'm a little more relaxed, and the colors are different. And since I spent most of my life living in many different worlds, I have like many true different homes, I feel like each book and each period that the book represents shows like another life, which is really me. It's totally my life, but each one is very different.